Hello and welcome back to my GTNH playthrough. It is August 26th. Today got a few things done. Again, not too much to show for it. I did not end up digging out this area over here. I really need to now. I am definitely moving toward back into technology. I thought I was going to be able to kind of force my way into magic, but it turns out so the thing that's gating my magic is this Aurora pylon thing. Uh, Basically, it looks like according to the research cheat sheet, I gotta feed basically every essence into this to unlock all the different researches, which I think are blocking everything else. I do have iCore unlocked though, which is kind of cool. Just show that real quick. iCore. I don't even know what the ingot looks like. I think it looks funny. Where is the ingot? Oh, here it is. That's right. I remember it looked goofy. Yeah, see, I got this guy unlocked, so I can do most of the stuff. I just wanted to finish out the Thaumonomicon before I moved on, but looks like that will not be able to happen, because specifically, again, that Aurora pylon, I thought I was going to be able to brute force it with some bees, but it needs osmiridium, not osmium screws. And this guy can get either through molten osmiridium dust. Oh, no, that fluid extractor. Unless I can turn the dust into it, which I don't think I can, but we'll scroll this real quick just to make sure, because that would be really cool, but I'm almost positive. Yeah, okay, so I can't do that. But I basically, one of my things I did today was I set up the osmium bee right here. Did actually also knock off one of our lists, so my whole reason I kind of went hard into A2 Magic. One, I wanted to get it set up so I wasn't playing catch up with it later down the line, but was two, to get both these items. And we do have warded glass on auto crafting, and we got ender tanks and chests, and even the backpack on auto crafting. So we can just knock all those off the list. They're done. So now on to these guys right here, working towards the quantum armor, but specifically this osmiridium stuff. If we were to follow this line back to the ingot, the freezer, it takes LUV, and I can make LUV power. Actually, in fact, all my different little nuke setups or nuclear reactor setups are more than capable of doing that. But I do not have access to IV energy hatches, so that's our kind of bottleneck from moving forward at this point. So, but to get this osmium bee set up, I did actually craft my first ender chests and tanks. So you see I got this right here, and this is just pulling in items from the other side. And basically, yeah, here we go. See some osmium and some palladium ones coming in. Go to the osmium, not the osmium bee, the iridium bee. It specially produces osmium combs. However, it is a hellish arid, so it does need to be in the nether. You cannot add enough heaters to change it to hellish in the overworld. There might be like a biome change thing you can do, but basically I have in the nether one of the alveries set up, and then it's just hooked up to this ender chest. It also has a ender tank hooked up to it, connected to the is basically powering it. It's bringing the CT and diesel over there, powering the electrical for the alvery to boost the production. I also added this guy in here. This is not actually a blaze, it is a inferno, because a blaze you need LUV power for. Again, I don't have IV energy hatches. Specifically got that guy though, because I only had a couple of blaze rods, so I didn't want to run out. I also ran a cow for a little while in there earlier. So I have a bunch of leather now too. Basically, both these items are, one was used for the ender pouch, one used for the ender tank. And since I was low, I didn't want to just go out and keep killing cows individually. I figured solve the problem. If I need to get more leather again or bulk using it, I have the spawner ready to go. I would just need to set up another one of these guys. So that was what I did for passive resources. On the flip side, so come over here. I did upgrade my power in here. I actually did this setup without watching any video. I mean, it is just a copy of this guy over here, but you know, it was nice to. I was able to mostly do it. I had to keep going. I had to go back and reference this build a couple times and change out a few things, but got it all nice, and it's nice to be able to bulk craft this warded glass, get everything all set up properly at once. The only thing this guy is connected to is this energy acceptor down here. Comes out, and then, because right now if we look at it, even without well, actually, you know what, I am crafting something, but either way, using 65, I had thrown down a 4th thorium reactor, but it was random. This, when I do big crafts now, spikes over 8,000, so I kept having random power outages. I actually even screwed with some crafting I was doing earlier, so I figured before I keep pushing forward, especially since now we're going to go back into technology. Sorry, this is my power tunnel. I wanted to make sure the AE2 was covered, so this will last a very long time. And once we need more power, because this is the only thing this battery is going to be hooked up to for the foreseeable future, I might get cheeky and throw down a couple of IV assemblers over here if I need them for stuff, just because this really isn't using a lot of power. When this thing's running, it's taken in, I believe, 64,000 E predict. Does this guy happen to be running over here? Average in. Nope. Dang, I'm using those all those EBFs down there use quite a bit. No, so I believe this guy takes in 64,000 EU per tick, and then, you know, it's only using this. So I might throw some IV assemblers down here as needed, just to get us through the next like big infrastructure upgrade, which will be ore processing. Need to start ore processing because there are just a few things I don't need, or I can't get from bees. And while we're doing that, starting up the platinum and other lines. So actually going into this tree right here, as well as this tree right here. These two big lines are basically the next things on our docket. More specifically, my kind of thing I want to brush, quote unquote, would be the gravity chest plate, which all sorts of stuff to get to there. Doesn't seem the worst, only one more tier of circuit up, but you know, it's obviously a long way to go, but this is kind of where I want to get to, because I would like to have that armor instead. I always thought that armor looked cool. I know there's better ones in the game, but yeah, so got this guy in the immediate future. So this ended up taking, because I was doing this without just watching a video or anything this time and setting everything up, it took me a little longer, so it took up a good portion of the day that I played, but I'm glad I got it done, because now this is just something I don't have to worry about anymore. Is for the AE power, we're good to kind of move on. You can kind of see here the way I kind of got around turning off those reactors was I was just connecting this guy up, and man, this whole setup is so crazy, because this was also able to power the AE2 system while powering all these different EBFs nonstop down here, basically, as well as these two electrolyzers and everything. So it is crazy amount of powers. I highly recommend this setup once you're in EV and can afford it. You do need a decent amount of platinum for the reactors and whatnot, but it's honestly not too bad. But yeah, basically I just threw an energy acceptor down here, or well, technically it was over there, and I just bypassed this line for a little bit while I was going. I don't know if I've ever shown this off, but I kind of like the way this looks. So on the outside, You know, we got my little nuclear reactor silo things, and then this is just the main power spine. And it comes all the way down here. I would at some point like to do just a ton of these energy cells all the way down. I thought, just because I thought it would look cool. But then we come in here to my main controllers, which I did add more storage for fluid earlier, just because I noticed all these are full. I didn't realize there's two different types of cells. There's a 1 type and a 4 type cell, or else I would have just crafted those instead, because the only real difference is you need some tungsten, and I can definitely afford that now, especially with how long those things have been running. Like, we're going to be solid doing. I'm glad I set this up prior to messing around with magic, because if you look, I've got 8,000 tungsten ingots, 6,000 tungsten ingots, or tungsten steel, I should say, and tungsten ingots. So, like, we're good here. And then, like I said, in the immediate future of what I'm aiming towards, so, oh, they're actually all done already. Nice. I just crafted a bunch of miners, so I can plop those guys down. I'm gonna craft up. I have a few crafted up. I'm gonna craft up all the ender chests and tanks, get the miners going, so I have resources coming in. And then tomorrow, I really am going to have to like dig out a good portion of this area today, so I can set myself up for tomorrow to start laying down ore processing. And since I'll already have ingots coming in, that'll be pretty sweet. I have like a miner that's, who knows what state it is, somewhere out over here. That's just I haven't gone back to check on, and feels like a month now. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Hope everyone enjoyed the video. I will see you guys tomorrow. Good night.